right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sweet Sobriety open house today. Today, we are here to talk to Megan Sloan about her Back to Basics course. And I'm going to describe a little bit about how I met Megan shortly. But first, I wanted to start with anyone who might be new to us. My name's Clarissa Kennedy. I'm one of the founders of Sweet Sobriety, co-host of the Food Junkies podcast. I have my own personal story of recovery from substance use disorder, food addiction, and eating disorders. And I am I would say one of my greatest gifts is being able to help people who are in this struggle with empathy, compassion, and love and skills because we need skills and we need a village in order to do this. So, Sweet Sobriety came from our love of Molly and I, who's my other co founder, who will introduce herself, to not really having a community out there that we felt was offering harm reduction as well as abstinence-based and evidence-based connection and community. And so we participated in a study that really took about 150 people from North America through a food addiction intervention treatment program. And we had really amazing results. And so from that, we created our foundations modules. And from there, we now have our group coaching and we offer some workshops on the side. And today we're here to talk about one of our workshops. And so I'm going to introduce you to my co-founder, Molly Painschab, and she is going to take you through a little run through of Sweet Sobriety, kind of the website, the platform, who we are, and what we offer.
Yeah. Thank you, Clarissa. So for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Molly Painschab. If you Google me, I'm the only one in the world. So don't ever worry about getting that confused. Um, I, like Clarissa, have a history of working in substance use disorder and mental health since 2005. So 21 years now doing this kind of thing. And so Clarissa kind of gave you the trajectory of how we got to Sweet Sobriety. And I, too, am just really excited to get to offer trauma-informed, harm reduction, culturally competent lens through which we do treatment, which is again, like Clarissa was saying, it's a need that I think we could fill, or like there's more room for more programs like ours, because there are just so many people who need help and want the help. So I'm going to take you a little bit through us so that if you are new to us, you get an idea of what you're in for. If you want to go check out our website, which is www.sweetsobriety.ca. We are an international company, me being in the US in Montana and Clarissa being in Ontario, Canada. I have to specify because in case people don't know, there's like Ontario, California, like there are states with cities named Ontario. So if you go to that website, you're going to see the beautiful Megan Sloan right away, first and foremost, as a featured course. And if you click the learn more, it takes you to the page. As you keep going down, we have all kinds of free materials for you, a success manual, a holiday guide, links to our podcast, Food Junkies. You can still go listen to the old episodes of Food Shrinks. We did wrap that up at the end of last year, or toward the end of last year. As Clarissa said, we were part of that clinical audit. And so some of that information can be found here. It's all kind of, it's really neat. And if you want to hear more about it, we're happy to talk about it. It might be kind of boring to read about. But what we did find is that after our participants went through our, at the time, 10-week, which is now 12-week study program, that we had 62% of participants 1 year out were still reporting a decrease in addiction symptoms. So they didn't, right, the decrease in the substance use disorder criteria being met, their overall life happiness, their quality of life had increased, their BMI had dropped. And that is a phenomenal statistic. If anybody is aware of substance use disorder treatment statistics, it's unheard of, especially for an outpatient program, but we really believe in what we're doing because of the evidence base, because of the community. Now, when you click over here in the top right, sign in, you're going to sign in and you're going to get a different screen. Again, those free resources are here with some extra. So something like understanding emotions is extra. That's for people who are willing to give us their email address. You're also going to get access to this free post-acute withdrawal little thing that I did, and some other courses that other folks have come and done for us on like fats and the mighty microbiome. You're going to see courses that you've signed up for. And we're going to go into coaching in just a minute. But then if you keep scrolling, you'll see more courses that are available to you. And as you can see, there are lots of options for things to check out. This Sweet Sobriety meetup and replay for 2023 is free. Go check it out. Vika Hama has done lots of really cool things for us, on and on. So that being said, just really quick, I'm going to take you into the coaching program because that is kind of the main thing. I would take you through foundations, but that's wrapping up right now. So I don't want to sell it because you'll be so sad. But if you sign up for coaching, you're going to get to see groups that we've recorded that we are not going to delete. These are groups and topics that our clients in session have asked that we save. So things like choice point or, flipping expectations, the happiness trap. I mean, there are all kinds of things here that that we have archived. And then when you go and you continue down, you'll see the different meetings that we hold, and then you can watch the recordings. I like to keep a year so you can go back and look at healing and validation using CBT from July of last year. On and on. It tells you the date of the group, who facilitated it, whether or not there was a topic or it was open. So just a really quick run through, if anybody is at all curious about that, we're happy to answer questions about that program or our membership group coaching or any other program we do. So I'm going to shoot it back over to Clarissa. She's going to introduce Megan, and we're going to get on with what we're really here for.
Okay, so I am so excited to introduce you to someone who quietly rearranged how I understand the human body in the best possible way. So before I met Megan Sloan, I'll be honest, I had no idea what an osteopath actually did. In fact, my friend Colleen told me she put her hands on me and she touched me in some way and I started to cry. And I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. How do I get on her wait list? Like, this is something I need in my life. So I got curious. And from our very first conversation with Megan, it felt like this kind of window opening that had been full of stale air, and I didn't even know it. And so she has this incredible way of seeing the body not as a collection of problems to fix, but as deeply intelligent, interconnected system that's always trying to move toward healing. And the way she explains things, it just lands. And so suddenly symptoms make sense, patterns make sense, and the body stops feeling like such a mystery and more like something we can actually be in relationship with. And I remember thinking almost immediately, oh, she's my person. And then also was like, she's our person, like not just me, our community in that kind of bigger way. And I was like, more people need to know these things. So it feels really special to me to bring her here so that you all get to experience her for yourself. And so I have a feeling you're going to understand exactly why I fell in love with her work and why I think you might too. So this is Megan Sloan.
Hi. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I was going to be nervous, but I feel nervous. Or maybe I'm excited. I can't tell yet. But I just want to thank you guys for that introduction and welcome all of you. I was joking. I thought my best friend and my mom were going to be the two people that showed up. And here you are. So I'm super excited. This is the first time I've done a live virtual talk. I'm normally an in-person kind of girl, so just like doing some new things today. So thank you for your patience in advance. I want to start with a quote that my mother-in-law is sort of famous for saying. And it goes, if people knew better, they would do better. And you showing up today tells me that you are those people. You are interested in understanding more about your body so that you can take better care of it. And that's really cool in my books. And today I'm going to tell you some things about the body that I think you'll find interesting and will also give you a sense of how I like to share information. So let's begin. I heard a saying years ago that asked, if you don't take care of your body, where will you live? And it just really stuck with me because it just reminded me like everywhere I go, I have to take my body with me, like no exceptions. And I think about that saying when I kind of catch myself drifting away from things that are good for me. And so, keeping that in mind, by the end of our time together today, I have a goal and I want you guys to learn two things. Uh, some new interesting facts about your body that you might not have known, and a new way of positioning yourself that's going to improve your strength and your posture immediately. Um, So my background is massage therapy and osteopathy, and I've been working in the manual therapy field for almost 20 years. I know I don't look that old, but trust me. And my education in massage therapy taught me anatomy, and then my education in osteopathy sort of like a deep dive into all of the relationships directly and indirectly of everything encompassed in that anatomy. And so it's really changed how I think. So I no longer think of the body as just like separate parts, a shoulder, a knee, because I've learned that nothing in the body does anything alone. So our body's one functional unit. We're like this brilliant, interconnected system head to toe. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that most people don't need more complicated exercises to feel better and stronger. Usually, what they're missing is a stronger and more reliable foundation. So, think of building a house. When you have a well-built foundation, the place where the people live is strong and stable and safe. So, applying that to the body is the same thing. A well-built foundation in the body means that our movements stay strong, feel easier, and become more stable. It can feel like magic, but it's really just physics, but it's kind of like physics magic, if you will. And one thing I wish that people talked more about when we were discussing movement is the idea of safety. So before strength, before flexibility or performance, our bodies need to feel safe. And when the body feels safe, it just moves better. So I want to take a minute and I want to show you an example of what I'm talking about. So whatever you're doing right now, I want you to try something. As long as no one's like driving, don't do this if you're driving. All right, don't change anything about how you're sitting. I want you to just notice, how does your body feel? We're going to do a little movement snack, if you will, and you can be sitting or standing for this. I'm going to stand because I always stand. And if you're in a chair that has arms, you can scoot a bit more forward so your arms have some freedom, or you can stand up. Okay, let's begin. I want you to let your arms just hang comfortably beside you. And just take a breath in and out. Right now, our palms are facing in towards our body. I want you to rotate both your arms out so that your palms start to face forward. If you can, continue that rotation until your palms face slightly away from you. You might notice your arms want to lift up a little bit, and that's not a bad thing. It can give you more rotation, But I'm just going to ask that you bring them back down and see how you feel there. Take a breath, holding this position in and out. Okay, go ahead and relax. As you can see, that was like a really simple movement. And we're going to do it one more time, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So this time, I want you to pay attention to how your body feels before, and then how your body feels at the end when you're like fully, powerfully engaged. Okay? Okay, let's go again. Oh, arms at your side. Nice, relaxed breath in and out. Our palms are facing towards us. We're going to slowly rotate our arms out so our palms face forward. If you can continue, do more rotation in the arms. They might float up a little. That's okay. Bring them back down. Notice how your chest feels. Notice how your back feels. Are you breathing any differently? Take a breath in and out. I love this exercise. Okay, hard work is done. You can all just relax now. There's nothing more I need from you. All we did was turn the palm of our hands to the outside. And look what happened to our chest. Lifts right up. And that's so great. That's like the one thing people always notice. But this action is so cool because there's so much more than meets the eye here. Whoa, my camera just got real close. Okay, so the act of rotating your arm to the outside is called external rotation. And when we I'm trying to get this in the camera, it's being silly. When we externally rotate our arms, we do three things. Number one, we put our shoulder in the most powerful position. This keeps your shoulder safe. It stabilizes this bone in your shoulder socket. It improves your joint alignment. It reduces instability in your shoulder, and it allows for the transfer of force more easily. Your arm can only be as strong as the shoulder it's moving from. Number two, that was only number one. Number two, external rotation automatically recruits what's called the back body strength system. Blah, blah, blah. We're talking the back of the shoulders, ladies, the mid back, the low back, the fascial system. This is a big engine. Like, have you ever seen those Olympic swimmers? They're just like carrying suitcases. That's the power. That's what we're talking about. So instead of lifting with just the shoulder and the bicep, we're asking these four powerhouses to come online and assist our arm with that lift. Number three, this movement improves how the force and information transfers down the arm. So now you have a better signal and better communication. And when you've got that, you have more usable strength. And you're safer because being safe is important. So the act of externally rotating our arms and shoulders recruits more areas of your body to help your arms stay safe and strong while doing an action in this position like a bicep curl. Pretty neat, huh? And that is just one example of how you can instantly improve your abilities by just using proper positioning. So good. People often think they have to work harder to improve these things. And there is a time and place for that, of course. But in my experience, it often just comes back to the need for better positioning. So this movement that we just did always reminds me of a client that I had when I grew up in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. I had an elderly client. I feel like she was probably in her mid to late 70s. And she first came to see me, and she had this very pronounced forward rounding through her upper back. It's not nice to say this, but it makes me think of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, you know? You know the look. Anyways, when she first came to see me, she was literally looking up at me over the brim of her glasses. That because of her posture. And I'm 5'5", like I'm not an Amazon woman. So one of the things that I showed her was exactly what we just did, turning her palms out away from her body when she carried things like groceries or her purse. And she was working with another professional at the time. So this wasn't the only thing that she was doing. And then about a year later, she came back to see me and she was standing notably taller. And of course, I'm like, what did you do? Like, tell me everything. And one of the things she said is, I still do that shoulder thing you showed me. I always carry my groceries like this. Oh my God, that's so cool. So when I met this client, she told me she wanted to work in improving her posture. And based on her age and her physical condition, I knew that her home care needed to be safe and it needed to be simple because she was starting from like zero. She was totally rebuilding. She had morphed like this. And then by the time I saw her, she was way taller. It was incredible. So the external rotation shoulder arm exercise was an obvious choice for me because, as we just discussed, it helped put her entire posterior support system back online. And of course, it complemented all the other posture improving things that she was doing. So I always think of her when I'm telling people about this, or even when I'm carrying my own groceries, I'm always thinking about her. And I continue to learn, some days better than other days, that the small things we do consistently make the biggest difference over time. It's like the same principle as investing money for your retirement. Only this is investing in your quality of life retirement. And if you're like me, if I'm going to take my time and my effort to do something new, the better I understand it, uh, equals the better chances I'm actually going to do it and follow through with it consistently. And that's why I really like to break down for people what's going on in their movements. Because when you can feel something and you understand it, you have experiential knowledge. You own it. You know it. And earlier, I could have said this. Stand with your arms at your side, turn your palms forward. Now you're taller and stronger. And it would have been true. And I wouldn't have had to story tell or take you on this like cool anatomy journey. And I could have saved us a lot of time. I could have just said that right away. But that's not how I want to be taught. That was just a statement. I want to know the whys, the whats, and the hows. How and why does that work? Okay? How and why does it protect me? And what is the real life application of this? So yes, that statement was true. and boring, and it didn't make any of us feel connected to our bodies. So I feel like it's my responsibility during my workshops to give people a great experience, some easily absorbable information, and to make it fun. Because a while ago, I decided if it's not fun, I'm not available. Nah. And I want to have a good time too when I'm at the workshop. And I remember the first time I learned about lunges, that really awkward looking exercise. And not only are they really hard, but they just look ridiculous. And I remember thinking, when am I ever going to use this in real life? Like, I am not lunging down the road downtown. It's not going to happen. And then I had someone who works with an elderly population say, oh, lunges are the exact movement that help you get off the floor safely. Okay, now we're cooking with oil, right? Suddenly, I'm clear. Once I understood why I was doing this movement and how it translated to my real life, it became so much easier to motivate myself to keep practicing them, even though I feel like they should be easier than they are at this point, but they're not, but that's okay. And I see this with people all the time. When you make sense of something in the body and the mind, that's gold. It's so much easier to stay consistent with that. So, getting back to my workshop, many areas in our body improve when we start paying attention to them. And in my workshop, I walk people through introductions with some of these areas step by step so that they can start to feel stronger and more confident in their bodies, like in real time, like right away. This is the great thing about it. And I've called this workshop Back to Basics because many times in my own life, when I've felt off track, anytime I return to the fundamentals, it's always paid off in a major way. And I believe that when we have a clear understanding about where we are right now in our bodies, it becomes so much easier to decide where you want to go and how you're going to get there. So, if this kind of approach makes sense to you and you'd like to learn some simple things that make a big difference over time, come and join me because aging well doesn't happen by accident, but it does respond to small, consistent, mindful changes. And that's what we're going to explore on April 25th. So, I would love to see you all there.
Thank you so much, Megan. I feel like I'm never going to carry my groceries the same way again. I am changed forever. I am wondering, does anyone in here have any questions for Megan about the workshop, about, what we're going to be doing, what it looks like, anything she talked about today? Now is your time, and Megan is here to answer some of your questions. Yeah, Agnes.
Hi. Oh, hold on one sec.
Bye.
No, I'm here.
Just
Okay.
kidding.
The dog keeps pushing the door open.
Oh.
Um, I love this and um have had the same experience with it's funny and I won't because I do have a question. Um, I had shoulder surgery last year and part of my physical therapy after was working on my neck. And I was like, my neck, it's my shoulder. And they're like, no, 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 no. And it's so funny, Clarissa, that you said about carrying your groceries. I so too am gonna like start doing that.
Yeah.
But he showed me something with my neck that I do every day to this day that I call this funny, I call it the turkey, where I used to stretch my neck doing a certain way, but now he showed me this different position. It makes the world of difference. I cannot attend Saturday. I've got to go take care of my in-laws. Is this something I could register for that's recorded so I could watch it, or would that not be effective for me? That's my question, because I would be very interested.
It is going to be recorded. But Megan, if I'm somebody who's just watching this and I can't come live, do you think it's still going to be effective?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, what we're going to do during the workshop is we're going to take some quality time and really feel out the things that I'm talking about. So, that's going to be a big, like, sort of meat and potatoes part of it. That's the important element, right? I want you to really experience the areas that we're working on because it's that feedback and that reconnection that you make that's so vital to going forward from there. So I would say that if you can't make it, this workshop will definitely work well for you because the areas that we're going to look at are going to help improve the body as a whole. And once you get those back online, it's like, oh, everything just starts to move a little bit better, feel a little bit stronger. So I would say, yeah, I think this could really help you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll plan on registering. I'm bummed I can't do it. But I will. Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks, Agnes.
Great question. So there's a question in the chat really quick.
Yeah.
How do people who have been in freeze mode muscle tension a lot of time? How do you help people? Sorry. How do you help people who've been in freeze mode muscle tension a lot of the time?
Freeze mode, muscle tension. So are we talking, first of all, I have to understand what it is. Um, are we talking about like a chronic condition that's severely limiting movement? Or are we talking about our body feels really tight and we're not sure what to do about that?
Yeah.
Um,
So,
Go ahead, Sherry. Yep, go ahead.
so um, more the new words in trauma are of functional freeze, that people freeze. And I can relate to that. Just you get afraid and you have muscle tension in your body. So,
yeah.
like you're going about your life, you're doing your career, you're doing everything, but there's a lot of tension, like muscle tightening in your body that you've done for a long time, right? So you may or may not have specific chronic positions, but how do you get people to release that when it's been kind of a way of responding to
Mm,
perceived threats? Do you see what I mean?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So, in my experience, there we are often conditioned to think that all of our answers are outside of ourselves and that we're going to get advice from other people and then that's going to fix it for us. And in my career, where I see people getting, let me just say, like moving forward and progressing and healing is when we work with that reconnection and like putting ourselves back in our body. So I've designed this workshop that it is for people that are maybe just like getting off the couch. I've never done anything before. And it's also applicable to people that are like, I work out every day. So because we're revisiting really fundamental things, it's a good way to help rebuild trust with where you live. So when we have these sort of fight or flight reactions, the thing is that like the anatomy and the mental and the emotional, they are one. So if there's sometimes a tricky, um, like it's tricky to get in using one direction, we're going to try a different direction. So I find like coming back into your body and any sort of practice in that way can be not only incredibly meaningful, but can help you feel safe again. So safety is a big component of the workshop Because like I said, if you have like a faulty foundation, you're not building anything on that. We're revisiting our home. We're coming back home in this workshop. So it would probably be something that would be helpful because what we'll do, these exercises are things that you're going to be able to practice in the line at the grocery store, and no one's going to know you're doing them, but your brain's going to know you're doing them. So I would say, I think you might get a lot out of this because safety's the name of the game here.
Yeah, I love that, Megan, because we know like tension is often protection in the
Mhm.
body. And that's often because the body doesn't feel safe. And all of the workshop that you're doing, because I've already seen it, is embodied practices. So learning about what it feels like to be in body. And that is what creates the safety and the self-trust, which then we don't have to always be in the tension protection. So amazing. I hope that's helpful. Is that helpful, Sherry?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Karen.
Yeah, I'm already signed up, man.
Yeah.
Karen.
I
Woohoo.
signed up before I see this. It says, okay, I can do that. And then,
Oh, right on.
no, I understand what you're talking about, the safety and the mind. And I had a fall, and I needed a new knee anyway. I have severe osteoarthritis, but I tore my medial collateral ligament and my ACL, so my knee has been totally not really stable. So I've been doing some stuff on a reformer with this lady, and she teaches a lot of that. So it's to learn the movement. So I had to like I always wanted to protect my leg, so I'd bring my leg closer, and she says, no, it has to go here. So when I would do the exercise that way, and it was in a slow, and then the week after we'd add a little more because I had to teach my brain to tell my knee, you don't have to be afraid. It's going to be okay, you know. But I still, so every week we'd go, it was like reteaching your body how to do it correctly because you'd been protecting it so long. Just like you said, Clarissa, like you just, and now she's laughing at me because I just get on the reformer. Okay, hitchhike time, yeah, let's do this one. Okay, let's yeah, exactly. So
That's totally awesome,
so
Karen.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not sure I'm ready for lunch, but we'll see, if my body decides it's gonna try it, it will. And if I start going and you guys all hear all the cracks it's gonna do, that's my thing to say, nope, not gonna happen.
Listening to your body is very important, Karen.
Oh yeah. All right. Looking forward to seeing you, Megan. So
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Karen.
Awesome,
no problem.
Karen. Thank you. Diane.
Um, I have a couple of limitations, but one of them, are you going to be doing anything with, um, when you become a senior citizen, they give you this balance test, but they don't tell you what it is when you go to the doctor. And I flunked it, and I was shocked because I thought I was balancing fine. But I am off balance a lot now. I've noticed now that they've brought that to my attention. I just catch myself. And so I'm thinking that might have to do with muscle, having to build some muscle maybe. And then the other thing is I had a condition where I've had 4 surgeries and my incisions stayed open for 5 months, and I had to keep my arms at kangaroo arms so they don't leave. Yeah. Yeah. Anything you do is. And so I am limited. And I also have that hump forward because I slept in a reclining chair for I don't know how many months, 8 or 9 months. And I've had physical therapy and I go to lymphedema massages and stuff. But I would like to be able to release that if possible, some more and work on that. And like the grocery thing, I'm going to try it, but I doubt I'll get it. I'm really weak. But
Can
will you be explaining some of that as well? I don't even know what I'm asking.
Yeah, you know what? I think I see where you're going with that. So, the idea of the workshop, as I said before, the foundation is safety. And we want to make sure that people like are feeling their body again. So if you're coming from an injury or you're managing balance issues, all of the movements that we're going to be doing are like stand up where you are and try this out.
Okay.
So if you need to have a chair beside you or a countertop, by all means, like this may not be something you've ever done before. These are not dangerous movements, but what if they're uncomfortable for you? You want to have something close to you where you can go, ooh, I just need a break for a minute. I hear what you're saying, but I might have to work up to that. That's exactly right. So the point would be to come and explore how far you can go with the guidance. And because you'll get the recording afterwards, you can go back and revisit and go, okay, yeah, I was here last time and like, oh my gosh, look, I can put pressure here or I can move this in a certain way that I couldn't do before. It's designed for rehabilitation because most of the people I've seen in the last 20 years are old and injured and are just trying to get back to some normalcy in their life. So that's one of the reasons I created this workshop because I'm not trying to grow my private practice anymore, but I'm trying to get this information out there. Like, give me a friggin' megaphone and I'm like shouting it from the rooftops because this is vital. People can do so much for themselves when they've reestablished a communication with where they live. It's really powerful and it's very simple. So I would say come and try it. Have a chair beside you. Take a rest when you need it. I'm not going to be cracking the whip, ladies. Like, I'm not just like, let's do this. No, no, we're going to do movement snacks. We're going to talk about them. We're going to understand them. We're going to feel them out. And then we're going to get a break. And then we're going to do something new. It's it's meant to be enjoyable. We want to enjoy our bodies. So the reintroduction is going to be beautiful. It's going to be
I
beautiful.
like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Diane. Anyone else have any questions?
I've answered them all. That's it.
You are just that
I
good.
I have a question for the people who are here. So for anybody who's here who has not registered, what is it that you would need to hear today or better understand that would help you join us on Saturday, the 25th? Is there something that you still need?
Hi, this is Susan, and if I knew how to make the little hand go, I would.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Susan.
Thank you. Actually, I wanted to answer Molly because I think that the truth is Megan answered them. So as I was listening, I thought, well, I don't even know what this is. I mean, I'm with you. I can't help it, Megan. We just kind of fall in love with you. I can totally get where that's coming from, but uh, the fact that I do go to the gym, I do work out, but there was something about this idea of safety in my body because then I'm in that I'm getting older. I'm older. And so I absolutely understand that even though I can lift some weights and do a very bad lunge, um, I'm actually losing that sense of safety. And as somebody from Canada, you'll really get it. Um, the idea of winter now, of course, it's steaming hot here, so great time. But being on ice, that's when I realized, like, I don't know how to walk anymore in terms of that. So so that's all to say. I think you've answered it. I'm just sort of, I don't know how, as somebody getting a little older who cares about this stuff, why I wouldn't do this. Yeah,
Susan,
yeah.
that's so nice of you to say. I will say probably about 40% of my practice is 65 and older. And I even have a client, she's 92 years old. She drives herself and lives on her own. I was like, you're the goal.
You
Like
know my
whatever you're
mother?
eating, whatever you're doing,
Yeah,
tell me right now. I want
yeah,
to do that. And
yeah.
so my experience has been that I get mirrored so much information, and they're just these golden nuggets of like, I want to still be able to do that. I see what this is doing to someone who's been active their whole life and now are, dealing with this thing. So I pull a lot of information from my practice and we talk about that. We talk about the aging. We talk about some statistics that are important that I didn't even know very long ago. I was blown away. I thought, oh my gosh, this is why so many people are experiencing this. So even if people can't physically do the stuff, which you can, it's easy. Even if you can't, it doesn't matter. It's information that's so important to keep in the back of your mind so you can just take better care of yourself knowing these sort of things. So thank you so much for saying that. Like you just reminded me, we're all at different stages, but we all benefit from making sure all the basics are taken
Mhm.
care of, right? Am I right, ladies? Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Awesome. Karen.
I'm getting better at those buttons.
Yeah.
Megan, are you in Ontario still, or are you in Canada, or?
I am. I live in northern Ontario, Canada, in a place called Rosso, very close to Parry Sound, if you know where that is.
I do. All
Are
right. So
you
you,
close by, Karen?
well, I'm up in New Liskeard, so no, not quite.
Oh.
A hop, skip, and two jumps. No big deal. So,
Oh, was that your question, Karen? Yeah. Okay, good.
I had the same question, and I was like, she had mentioned Kitchener, and I'm in Kitchener. I'm like, oh yeah, 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 Kitchener, good, good, good. She's close to me. And then you said you're not trying to expand your private practice, and I was like, oh. And now you're telling me you're not even in Kitchener anymore. Thank you very much, Megan. I'm so looking forward to joining you on the 25th.
Oh, Tamira, I'm really excited to see you. I gotta tell you, ladies, like every time I think about this, my cheeks are killing me because I like laugh my head off when I practice this because I'm like, this is so cool. Like they're gonna love this. This is so much fun. And like, oh man, this makes such a difference. And I make my husband go through it. And he's just like a builder. He's like very male. And I'm like, I need to make sure that what I'm saying is coming across clearly. And I'm watching him do some of these things, and he's like, I, how come I can't do that on this side? And I was like, well, maybe you should do something about it. But what I actually say is, everyone's body is different. And so it's been a lot of fun like going through it and getting some perspectives from different people. It's I'm just so excited. It's going to be like a really fun anatomy party, and those are the best kind. Oh my gosh.
April, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say I was also interacting with your geography because
Yeah.
I'm a retired RMT and I'm from Kitchener.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
interacting with your geography. Thank you so much for this, Megan. It's fun to be with you, even if it's only virtual. Thank you for an enlightening and fun and enjoyable time together. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. This is a blast. as I said before, this is my first virtual. Clarissa said, "You got to go virtual." I'm like, God, I don't know about that. But like, I'm having a ball right now. I'm excited
Right?
to see you
Yeah.
ladies. Holy
Yeah.
cow, you're fun.
This was awesome. Thank you for the information. Thank you for unlocking a tool for us and many more on Saturday. Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming. Happy to do it.
Awesome.
Looks like we have Janet. Jeanette?
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wondered if you would be doing any more workshops after this one, or you do a series or something.
Oh, we're trying, Janet, to get
Oh,
her.
girl, don't threaten me with a good time. Like, this might just be a back to basics series because I got 20 years and a whole body to get through, ladies. So you stay tuned. I see more in my future.
That's good.
Awesome.
Did we leave anything on the table?
I think we covered it all, it looks like.
Yeah. And for anybody interested, I did put some of the details in the chat again. It's April 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's $25 US. The link to register for the group is there as well if you want to do that now or click on it while we're still here. But obviously, I'll be sending out an email with the replay link and I will have all that pertinent information in there too. And so again, for anybody who is here who is still thinking about registering, really consider like what are those things that are in the way? What are the barriers? There will be a replay that you will have access to if you can't go to it live. It sounds like there will be benefits if you go to it live or on the replay. Either way, it all works out. And so just think about that and send us, you can forward those to us and we'll send them on to Megan. And yeah, hopefully everybody will get what they need. Come heck or high water. We're bound and determined. I'm excited. This play. If anybody's a Sweet Sobriety member, like this plays into like what we talk about with somatic work, the body, because it is biological as well. And that means it shows up in all kinds of ways in our organs, in our muscles, in our nerves, you name it. And it sounds like Megan's workshop is going to help us whether we realize it or not, which I love it. I love the my husband's always like, don't do that inception crap on me. It gets in there. It gets in there. Right. Yeah. Oh, Vera, go ahead.
Oh, do I have?
Vera, go ahead.
I'm working on it.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no,
I'm slow.
I didn't know if you were talking and like we were like missing all your beautiful words because you were muted
Yeah.
or if you didn't hear me because my computer cuts out. But go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, love you, Megan. We're all in love with Megan.
Oh, God.
I have a question. I have a couple of back issues, and I was wondering if what you're doing would help or maybe hurt or just be neutral. I have spondylolisthesis and stenosis. I don't know if are you familiar with those?
That's like a narrowing of the
Yeah,
nerve
the
exit. Yep.
right, the stenosis is a narrowing and the spondylolisthesis that is a that's a mouthful, isn't it? Whoever came
It
up with
is.
that word. So that's a fancy term for the slip disc. It's slipping forward, and we don't want it to slip anymore and do anything to make it get worse.
Oh, honey, no, of course we don't. So let me think about that for 1 second here. How can I give you some information about that? Okay, so when we suffer an injury, our body goes into protection mode and it kind of goes, holy shit, that happened. I don't want that pardon my French. I don't want that happening again. We're gonna hold on tight. So that's not gonna happen again. However, our body still cleans the house, gets groceries in and out of a car. So we kind of missed the memo on this, like we're holding really tight here and being very protective. So over time, it feels like this area becomes like this, becomes like this, becomes like this. It gets bigger because it's trying to be like, oh my gosh, she keeps moving. We gotta protect this.
Mm.
So, as I said before, this is very rehabilitative oriented. We're going to start with how we connect with the earth. So, we're starting from there. We're starting from feeling out those different areas, bringing awareness to them, and we are honoring the feedback. We are not, I know better, we're doing this now. Nuh-uh. We are, hey, my body is letting me know I need to be aware of something. Okay. I'm a big fan of the saying, play within. So we're not gonna force anything. We're gonna take some new information in. We're gonna try this. You can do the majority of these things sitting down. It's better if you stand sometimes, but you can still do them in seated. So they're that safe. And if that's where you're starting, that's where we meet you. That's fine. Nobody comes into my clinic room and I go, well, you should be here. Over here. I don't care that this is not moving. No, no
Okay.
way. No way, Jose.
Sounds
So
great.
it's
Thank
going to be
you.
safe. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All
You're
right.
welcome.
I'm gonna sign up.
Oh, fantastic. Can't wait to see you.
Awesome, Vera. Looking forward to seeing you. Okay, last call.
Any
How
last
taboo.
thoughts? Questions? Excellent. Well, we will make sure to get you the link to the replay, and it will have all the pertinent information in there if you still want time to think about it. If anybody knows us, they would absolutely know we are not hard sales people at all.
High
We're
pressure
here.
sales.
Yeah, we're not high pressure sales, because at the end of the day, if, a few weeks from now you decide differently, we will be offering that replay as a work at home course. So anybody who gets it now gets it at one price, and anybody who decides a few weeks from now gets it at a different price, if that matters at all. But certainly, again, whatever, if it's 4 weeks down the line, 4 years down the line, we just want people to get what they need. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are in the world. Let us know if you need anything. Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
If you like what you heard today, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.